played the late Manoeuvres show, joined by Nai, come all the way from London to join us in G-City. How you doing, Nai? You cool?
Hey, I'm cool, thank you, yeah.
So like, you've just done 2 shows in Gloucester, G-City, Interaction Nightclub, on behalf of Checkers Bridge Youth and Arts Centre. So like, how did you find Gloucester?
I think Gloucester's really nice. I mean, it's a real nice vibe, and some of the people knew the track, so it was good interaction. The club was really good and we were really well looked after. So yeah, it was nice. I'd like to come up again.
So no complaints then?
No.
So like, tell us a little bit about your history, like how you started, what made you become a singer, what made you get into the music industry?
Well, it depends how far you want me to go back. It probably started from hating school, like most teenagers do, you know. And instead of bunking and, you know, just skiving off, I decided to book myself into out-of-school classes and courses in London, various organisations where I do dance, drama, just performing arts in general. From there I started doing shows. I developed just writing, which came from writing poetry. Met up with other artists who were up and coming, like Plan B. And yeah, people kind of, I got a good reception from the shows, and people like, you know, have you ever thought of doing it as a profession? So I got a manager when I was, first manager I got at 14, who was the same manager as Miss Dynamite. So I used to go on like small tours with her around the UK and stuff, running on stage whenever I could. I also worked for an under-18s rave company called Bigger Fish, where I'd also take the opportunity to run on the stage as much as possible and sing and do stage management, which helped me learn kind of behind the scenes as well, you know. 2005 I self-financed my first mixtape, Split-Endz Volume 1, which I sold for £5 in the streets of central London, myself and my best friend. Did a track called Fire, which got the DJs interested, like Cameo and Logan, who were like the first DJs to really play my stuff on mainstream radio. And yeah, I was like, right, I've done Volume 2, I've got to do Volume 1, I've got to do Volume 2, you know, to follow up. So I hooked up with an independent label called True Tiger Recordings, based in Watford, and I licensed my mixtape through them. So, you know, Split-Endz Volume 2 came out in July 2007 into HMV, iTunes, various other stores. And in between that time, just did heaps of shows, supported loads of artists, featured on some albums, like Sway, Plan B's, The Streets, Mike Skinner from The Streets, and some mixtapes as well. Did some touring with Faith SFX, got to perform at the Roskilde Festival to 100,000 people, which was brilliant, in Denmark, yeah, with my live band. And one of the tracks off Split-Endz Volume 2, after the success of Fire with the video featuring Purple and stuff, Willow was the next one that kind of came out, which is a real summer vibe, and a lot of people kind of mainstream wise really felt it, so that got playlisted. And yeah, right now I'm just recording an album, so that's kind of a brief, not brief, but yeah.
So that album's like the next move, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
So just going back to when you said you were 14, you had your first manager at 14.
Yeah.
So how important is like having a manager, do you think, being an artist, especially an artist in the UK trying to come up?
I think, you know, there's a lot of stuff that you can actually do as an artist yourself. So try and do as much as you can yourself as possible, because you have to think of it like you've got a pie, and every time somebody else is involved, they're taking a piece of your little pie. So, you know, a manager takes 20%, an agent takes 15%, you know, so you've got to kind of just look at it like that. But there's things, you know, as I got more busy, it was like I couldn't, you know, do all the stuff that I wanted to do myself. Like, I can't take the bookings and be up and down the country performing, you know, and pressing up CDs and all that stuff. So yeah, I think it's good to have a manager because it keeps you organised. It makes people kind of take you more seriously, especially when it comes to labels, because they'd rather, you know, speak with a manager, and they're there to represent you, you know, and basically just say what you want to say, but with the right language and the right, you know, the way they come across is right for the label. So yeah, it's great. But I think on the underground, it's like, do as much as you can yourself. That's what I'd say, because I still do loads myself.